You are listening to WDOT Port Washington. I'm Ryan Baxter alongside. And we welcome you to Schreiber High School, home of the Port Washington Vikings, where the flag football team will be playing off against the Plainview Hawks. Mac, take it away.
Yeah, well, this Port team's coming off their second loss of the season against Syosset. That score was 14-6. The Port looks to build up the offense in this game. As last game we saw, Brian, it was a little stagnant at times, and they really weren't able to get any yardage.
Stagnant, in my opinion, is an understatement. The plays were repetitive. Port couldn't get much going on offense, Even though their defense did play well, their secondary did come a little short, with Ivy Matthews and her Syosset offense passing all over the Port Washington defense.
Yeah, well, Plainview Bethpage has only played one game this year. This is their first conference matchup against Port Washington. And in that one game, quarterback Jen Canarato threw 14 for 21 with 172 yards. I mean, that's a whole polar opposite difference of what Port's game plan is, which is usually running the ball, Ryan. What do you expect seeing from this game?
I mean, comparing off of the game we were at just 2 days ago, I expect to see a run-heavy offense once again. And I don't know what the Plainview defense can do against that. We saw Syosset was able to predict it pretty easily, but I'm interested to see how it plays out in this game.
So it looks like Port won the coin toss. Plainview won it. One more thing before this game kicks off. Ashley Yee's actually leading Nassau County in rushing yards with 334, so that's one positive from the run game in Port Washington. First snap's up. It's a run by Ardeni. She tries to break loose, but she's down at about the 31.
Yeah, Mac, I mean, that was exactly what we saw in the game before. Runs down the middle that the defensive line can just predict easily, with only the center being able to set picks.
Yee, the starting quarterback for this Port Washington team, as it's an empty backfield, shotgun position. Benoon comes over. Yee trying to rush out the pocket. She drops it, and that will be a down where the ball is. So there are no fumbles in flag football, as if the ball is dropped, it's down.
Yeah, it's an absolutely brutal aspect of this sport. If you drop the ball, you can do absolutely nothing with it, making it really hard to gain yards off of.
Port in a tough spot here. Third down already. The snap's up. Yee's looking to throw. She's going to heave it down the field. It's going to be caught by number 12. That is Evie Lowy, but they're going to rule it out of bounds as she just wasn't able to stay in. So that's going to bring up the special teams unit for this Port Washington team. Yardeni's the one to punt it off. She had a couple good punts last game, so looking forward to do the same here.
She has an absolute boot playing for varsity soccer in her freshman year. I saw her punt the other day. She's special, very special with it.
The punt is up. This one not as good, but no one's there to recover it, as it's going to be down right about at that looks like the 39.
The 41.
41.
Now, Plainview coming on offense, Mac. What do you expect to see here after Port going 3 and out already?
I mean, I already said it. They love throwing the ball, this Plainview team. They had over 150 yards in the air last game, and that was only in one game.
Where's the roster?
So the Plainview offense is out. Their quarterback is Jen Canarato, who's in the backfield.
We'll see what she can do here. As you said, she has an absolute cannon.
I mean, we already see Plainview in that shotgun position. So let's see if she airs this one out. 25 motioning left. It's going to be a run, actually, this time on the left side. 25 trying to create some space. She's down. That was Rachel Gans with the run there. So a solid run to make it about 6 yards away from the first down.
We're giving all that credit to the pass game. She had wheels. She got around the defense easily and broke free on that left side.
Yeah, that time it looked like Port was ready for a pass, but Plainview ran it. Snaps up, full out blitz from Port. Jenna Rudo gets it, completed to number 2. That's Laura Glasser, her top receiver on this team.
That was a great flag goal by by Brooke Pastelov, the freshman. She was very good at corner in our game we saw against Syosset. Once again, making herself an asset for the team on the defense here in this drive.
3rd and short coming up for Plainview as Port's looking to get a big stop. And that one's going to be a false start on the Port defense. Number 18, Bridget Souther, jumped early there as Plainview got them lacking.
As a player of Coach Ryan Proper, I know that is one of his biggest pet peeves, jumping offside on a hard count. So that's not only going to be detrimental in this game, but I assure you it's going to hurt them in practice tomorrow.
Yeah, well, that penalty is going to make it an automatic first down for Plainview. So Port wasn't able to get the stop as Plainview keeps moving up the field here as Jenna Rutto is already leading the offense into the red zone.
Yeah, Jen is being absolutely lethal, being on both sides of the ball, throwing and scrambling. There's not much Port can do to stop her right now.
Karen Rutto in an empty backfield here. The snap's up. She's looking to throw. She's trying to find someone. Finds a wide open girl in the middle of the field. That's number 2, Laura Glasser. So already 2 receptions early in this game as Plainview's just been looking like the better team early.
Glasser with the amazing crossing route, getting into the open space, and Jan Catarado just lobs it in easily for the reception and a lot of yardage.
20 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half. First possession for Plainview has been a good one as they're already in a good position to score. Second down coming up. Canarotto in another empty backfield here as number 25 is the running back on this team, Rachel Gans.
Plainview has no fear in hiding what they're going to do with their next play, but still seem to execute it flawlessly, Mac.
Let's see what they do here as we are waiting
for the ref signal.
Yep. Canarotto trying to get this Port team offside again. Snaps up. She's going to throw wide open. Person down the field into the end zone. That's a touchdown. And already the 3rd reception in this game for Laura Glasser.
Laura Glasser just seems to be a dominant factor of this team right away, getting her first scoring of this game. And as I said earlier, Mac, the secondary's just having a lot of trouble covering these outside passes.
Yeah, the secondary has to figure out a way to communicate these angles Plainview has been running. We saw that too in the Syosset game. They took advantage. Reason why they won it.
They're going for a 1-point conversion.
So Canarotto already having an amazing day on the field, looking to keep it up. Snaps up. She's looking for someone, getting pressured by Yardeni, and that one's incomplete. Number 24.
Brooke Pastelov.
With the breakup there. As Port does not allow the 1-point conversion. However, Plainview gets up early, 6-0 lead. Ryan, what do you think Port has to try to do to stay at a close pace with this tough Plainview team?
Port has to keep it at a high tempo. Obviously, you're seeing this Plainview team going over and over again with no stopping, no time for Port to think. And also, they just need a little variance in their plays. We already saw the 3 plays they ran against Syosset, which I think they only kept it to those 3 plays. So Port's got to switch it up here.
Let's see if they do that as he is in the backfield with Benoon. She's going to take it herself, trying to cut up some space, but she's down quickly as she just gets to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. So again, Ryan, we see another run try for this Port offense, but it's stopped quickly as in flag football, you cannot block on the line. So running it up the middle over and over may be a tough thing for Port. Benoon motioning. This time Yardeni hands it off to her. Benoon trying to find a hole quickly down. 3rd down coming up as so far Plainview has been playing amazing defense.
Yeah, that's not even close to the amount of credit they deserve so far. They are being absolutely locked down at the line of scrimmage with their flag pulls. Yee, the ball slipped out of her hands last time. It was actually incomplete to Lowy, so she needs to let it fly here.
Doherty, the center on this team, he's going to try to get it to her receiver. Benoon almost picked off there by the Plainview defense, but it's tipped away. 4th down coming up, and another 3 and out for Port. So far in this game, they need to figure out a way to really get this offense going.
Taking our focus off the field a little bit, I see Coach Barth calling someone. It appears to be Mr. DeSimone, and Vivian Miller is off to the side holding her face. She's a key factor for their defense. Hopefully she can get better soon.
So Yardeni, second punt already in this one. This one looks like it got blocked. Let's see what the refs are going to rule this one, as that went off one of the Plainview players, number 23. We don't have her number on the roster, but they're going to just mark it down where it was when it got deflected. And again, great field position for Plainview.
Tough break for Yardeni and the Vikings. I know she's very proud of the way that she's been able to punt recently, so that's going to hurt them a lot also with this field position.
So Cannon Rutto looking to do what she did last time, get a quick touchdown with 18 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half. Cannon Rutto finds an open receiver. It's Glasser once again out of bounds, but she got a good gain out of that one. As so far, it looks like no one is even attempting to guard Glasser.
This is the Glasser show. What can I say, Mac? She's been open on every play so far. It reminds me kind of a Drew Brees, Michael Thomas-esque relationship where Cannon Rutto can just look over at any time, drop it to Glasser, and she's open in the field.
Yeah, great correlation. As Ryan, early in this game, we've only seen one run from Plainview. The rest throws, as it's a shotgun position again. Number 3, motions. It's going to be a handoff to her, running on the right side, trying to create some space, and she will be down at the 1.
Benoon with the great tackle. Glasser stepping in as the running back as well, taking that handoff and almost punching it in for another 6 points.
Yeah, so far it's been the Glasser Cannon Rutto show early in this one, as Port still trying to figure out a way to stop this Plainview offense, who did win states last year, so it's a tough task for this young Port team, mostly freshmen,
17 of them to be exact,
to come out here and play a state champion.
You have to give Plainview all the credit in the world here. Their first year as a program, they took it all the way to the state championship, so they're definitely a mean team to be going against.
So now we finally see someone lined up in the backfield. That's going to be Laura Glasser with Cannon Rutto, as she could do it all. She could run, she could catch, maybe she could even throw.
You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, what can't she do? I mean, they seem unstoppable, Mac. I don't know what else to say besides that.
Time running off the clock, 16 minutes and 27 seconds to go here in the first half at Port's home turf. Cannon Rutto looking to take it herself, but she's tackled down by Southern. What a good grab by her to prevent a touchdown and a loss of yards.
Another flashback into Port Washington's most recent game. Bridget Southern and Talia Yardeni were absolutely lethal on that defensive line, Mac. They got almost every flagpole they attempted, and that's what was working for the Port defense. They were able to control the backfield easily and make those flagpoles flawlessly.
So about 8 yards to go for a touchdown here from Plainview, as Port's trying to get the stop.
We'll see what they can do here. Most shifted over to the right hash, most of the team.
Yeah, as that whole left side is wide open. Cannon Rutto roaming out the pocket, trying to find someone deep into the end zone. She catches it. It's going to be ruled out of bounds, as that was another open receiver. Great break for Port as she stepped out at the last second. So that will be ruled an incompletion, as it's going to be 4th down here, and Plainview is going to go for it.
You could almost feel the tension in the air when that ball was up there. That was a great throw by Cannon Rutto. He couldn't get the feet down with Plainview, but a great sigh of relief for that Port secondary, as that was almost another 6 points on that scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, I'm looking at the stats, and really 14 completions, 21 attempts is very rare to see here in this early flag football season. Cannon Rutto roaming out the pocket, being pressured heavy by Yardeni and Southern, but she finds a receiver, and it looks like she's going to be just short, and Port is going to get her down. She celebrated too early there, as she's down at the 1.
That was amazing awareness by Brooke Pasilov in that secondary. Saw that she didn't cross the line, pulled that flag, got the turnover on downs. I know Mr. Barth is going to be absolutely ecstatic with that smart heads-up play by his defense as Port shifts on, and hopefully they can get something going with that offense, which does not seem to be succeeding so far.
Yeah, if I'm the Plainview coach, I'm infuriated after that one as the player just decided to celebrate before stepping into the end zone. So Port's going to have very tough field position here as they are at their own 1-yard line. Yee is going to hand it off to Banoon, who's quickly taken down once again.
The biggest issue here, Mac, is you have to avoid the safety, which Port has been having a lot of trouble getting out of that backfield, as it almost happened to them just there. They got a gain of not even a yard. They just got back to the line of scrimmage before she was taken down.
Well, the Port quarterback early in this season was injured, so Yee had to step in to her spot as she's trying to fill the role as QB1 for this Port team.
Let's see what you can do here.
Yee gonna take it herself. She's gonna throw it. A little bit of wild throw to Yardeni as that one's gonna be incomplete. Third down coming up. And really, we've seen Port trying to throw it much more in this game than they have against Syosset. But so far, 0 for 2 on the passes as it's already third down at their own 1-yard line. So Port really has to find some magic here.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better, Mac.
Port all lined up on the right side. He's going to take it that way and quickly taken down. So once again, this Plainview defense is just not letting up any yardage for this Port team, as it's been very rough. 3 straight 3-and-outs for Port Washington, as they're going to send Yardeni out to punt once again in a very tough spot.
I know this is a bold thing to say. Yee has been an absolute factor, but do you maybe shift her to the wide receiver spot and put in one of your other quarterbacks?
Solid punt there from Yardeni. Caught by Glasser, taking it down the sideline, and she's going to be down right about the 31-yard line. So again, great field position for Plainview, but Port has been doing a solid job of making them work for their touchdowns.
I just want to bring up, there are 3 other quarterbacks on the roster: Eliza Elbaum, Katie Fishbein, and Jordan Frisch, all of which who are freshmen, but I've seen them in warm-ups. They can sling the ball. They have the arm, but they may not have the agility and the versatility that Yee brings to the table.
I mean, we already saw Yardeni taking a couple snaps there at the QB position. They're all handoffs, but you never know. You might see a trick play coming from this Port squad. Canarotto in the backfield alone as she's going to get the snap. Quick pass over to Glasser once again, and she's taken down. And really, every single pass, and I mean it, every pass has been towards Glasser in this game. Port really has to find a way to put some people on her, maybe even a double team.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Mac. Addison Aarons was there with the tackle, but they have Yee guarding Glasser. She needs to press up a little bit more, maybe put some more pressure on the hands of Glasser, and hopefully stop her in this drive.
So Plainview already in the red zone here, as they only need about 10 more yards for a touchdown. Canarotto in the backfield, drops back, looking now. She can't find anything, and a great sack there from Alexa Banoon, as that's going to be a loss of yardage for Canarotto, and that's what you want if you're Port.
I spoke to her before this game, and she told me one of the key factors was to press that secondary into the backfield if possible and to pull those flags. Mac, that's exactly what she did there.
I mean, yeah, Canarotto loves throwing the ball, so she may be back there for lots amount of time. As it's third down coming up for Plainview, Canarotto in another empty backfield shotgun position, as she has 4 receivers lined up on the left side. Canarotto's looking to throw into traffic. It's caught. Number 25. That is Rachel Gons, as she gets the catch and the touchdown there. So Port played good defense. Just a perfect throw and a great catch there from Gans.
Gans, I saw her earlier in this game. She is one of the captains on this squad. She was very hyped up for this game, very locked in. That's her second target in this game and her first score. This Plainview offense is seeming almost unstoppable. Mac, if you're Coach Barth, the defensive coordinator, what are you doing here? What adjustments are you making?
You know, if I'm Coach Barth, every play has been a pass so far for Plainview. So I might be sending a couple more girls in the backfield, maybe trying to prevent a pass like they did there, but it was caught. Great try, though, from Port, as it looks like Plainview will be going for 2 to make this a 14-0 game.
Smart play by the Plainview coaches. We'll see if they convert.
Motion over there from Gans as it's going to be a handoff to her. No, excuse me, Glasser gets it. Great trick play there from Plainview, and they're going to get the conversion. That one even got me, Baxter, as I thought that one was handed off to Gans, but it was actually a flip over to Glasser, as Plainview now makes it a 14-0 game with 11 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first half. And so far, Port has just been getting stopped.
That was a 3-point conversion, Mac. We didn't even realize. So if you're 10 yards away, that's 3 points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, we're learning every day, Ryan. I looked up some of the flag football rules, and I missed that one.
Did anything catch your eye?
I'm not gonna lie.
No.
Mac. Sorry, let's 3, 2. Mac, Port back on offense. What do they need to do here?
I mean, Port needs to figure out another way to really move the ball as Yardeni gets it this time. Handoff to Benoon. Taken down in the backfield. Loss of about 3 yards. So the running game has not been working at all for Port, as so far back-to-back games, that's really what they've been trying to do. But they've been getting stopped as it's second down for Port Washington. Yee in the backfield by herself.
That's what they need to do. They need to throw this football.
Benoon motioning over. Yee's going to try to take it herself. Quick, not be down. She missed the flag. She's still on her feet. Still moving. And she's finally taken down. But she gets a first down out of this. A great gain there from Yee, as she was able to maneuver the defender, get the first down, and a couple more.
That was an amazing run by Ashley Yemak. She took it herself. I thought she was going to do the hook and ladder pass they did all the time at Syosset. But no, she kept it herself, moved through defenders, and broke that first down mark, getting to the other side of the field.
That hook and ladder pass, Ryan, may be more of a second half type of play, as it looks like Yee's going to have it. This time, she's going to be taken down quickly. So Plainview was really anticipating that, as they had 6 girls charging at Yee.
I mean, I know Plainview, I saw from their sideline, their coach was infuriated that they did not get those flags on the first side of the field. So I'm sure he had them ready for that next play.
Yeah, Ryan, I want to see some type of slant, a short pass thrown here by Port, and get it completed to boost the morale that they really can pass a ball and they don't only have to rely on the run game. Yee in the backfield. She's looking for space. She can't find any, and she loses the ball. But right before that, her flag was taken off, as she's going to be down. Third down coming up, as Port's going to need to get about 21 yards to get the first down here.
I don't know if Yee has trouble throwing the ball. I don't know if it's the receivers not being able to catch the ball. But Port seems to be avoiding the pass for some specific reason. I don't know why.
At midfield here, Yee with Yardeni in the backfield. Yee's going to take it herself, and then she's going to be stopped by 4 Plainview defenders there, all bunched up around her. So it's going to be fourth down. They're going to send out the special unit here. As Port, it looked promising as they got the first down, but they just got a little too eager with the runs. And quickly, fourth down coming up, as Yardeni's in the backfield to punt. A little bit better punting position for her as she boots this one. Good backspin, and Glasser's going to let that one drop. As Port's going to start it here, finally in Plainview territory. I mean, all 3 times before this, they were in Port territory and really deep down that field.
Port Washington seems to be banking on big break plays, as we saw Yee's earlier. But I'm sorry, an offense can't depend on those big breaks. They need to be consistent with the small passes, not so much the runs, because it seems that Plainview has got those under control. There is 8:21 remaining. Plainview leads 14-0 here at Paul D. Schreiber High.
Canarotto's going to have to move up this field. As we see number 1, that's blocked in Yale, move. But it's going to be called a false start here on the defense. So Port picking up another flag.
Tough break for Port Washington. No, it's going to be on the Plainview team. The ref signaled to the wrong place.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the ref was signaling there. It looked like it was over to the Port defense, but it's actually going to be a loss of yards here from Plainview.
I saw Lila Grosso, the freshman, looking into the crowd, very confused with what just happened as the ref simply pointed the wrong way.
I mean, Port's going to take that, as it looks like he's going to go on the sideline, throw a little bit, so that's a good sight to see, as she may be getting that arm loose.
I sure hope so, Mac, I'm going to be honest.
Canarotto already has her arm loose as she finds that is Melanie Sebel, her first completion of the game.
That was Emily Brake, actually, Mac. It's a good try, though.
Yeah, the ponytail blocking the 1 right there. I only saw a 6. That was actually 16, as you said, Ryan. Emily Brake with her first completion of the game. So Canarotto has been doing a great job at involving everyone on this Plainview offense.
Yeah, I mean, at first it seemed like she was only going to Glasser, but she's been spreading the ball quite well.
First down coming up for Plainview. Canarotto in a shotgun. She's being pressured. Flag on the play. That's going to be on the offense, holding on number 7. Play still live, though, although it is dead. Benoon finally gets her down, but this one's not going to count, as Plainview is going to be moved back once again for the hold.
I will say, Mac, that was Addison Aarons with her second flag pull of the game, not Benoon. But Aarons making her appearance known in this game. She did not have so many crucial plays in that game against Syosset, but now she seems to be stepping up and taking her role as one of the veteran players on this team, a sophomore.
Yeah, if you're Port, you love to see every player get involved. We're not always saying the same names over and over, although it feels like that on offense. This defense has been a little bit better than the offense, as it's going to be a huge loss here. The ball's at...
Yeah, we were at 30.
So,
the penalty seems to be on Port Washington now.
I'm not sure what's going on. The ref motioned to Port when the penalty was really on Plainview, and this time motions to Plainview when the penalty's on Port. Second down coming up. Ryan, we still got to do a little bit more research.
It's opposite day, Mac. What can I tell you?
Canarotto looking deep for Glasser as that one's broken up. Great job there from number 25, Nina Diasso, to break that one up as Glasser was trying to get the deep ball.
Very dangerous play by Diasso. A main thing in tackle football, at least, is if you don't want to pass interference, you have to face the quarterback. That time, Diasso kept looking towards the other side, almost costing her team 15 yards minimum and a first down. So she got a lucky break there as Proper talks to her about what she needs to do. We'll see what Plainview can do on this second down.
Empty backfield once again for Plainview as Canarotto has been airing this ball out. Canarotto looking at her play sheet, calling the play. Snap is up. She's looking to throw, and that one nearly picked off by number 20. That's Nil Tonlick.
Nilly Tonlock with an absolute amazing breakup.
Broken up by Nil Tonlick.
It's Tonlock, as I want to correct some people. She gets quite frustrated when people say her name wrong. But that was a great breakup by her. That was an absolutely amazing play. The first true breakup in this game for Port Washington as third down is now occurring.
Yeah, so far 2 pass breakups on this drive from Port. So the defense has looked a little bit more locked in here. Third down coming up. Canarotto trying to go deep, finding 25. The catch is made as the flag's pulled down, but a little too late as Rachel Gans once again getting another catch for the first down. And that's just what we see from this Plainview team.
What I noticed immediately is that height matchup, and the mismatch, between Gans and Pasilov. Pasilov on the shorter side, while Gans has some height to her. That is crucial for those, sky balls that she may have to jump up and get.
3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the first half. Pressure coming from Port. This ball is thrown to Gans once again. That's going to be incomplete. No flags on the field. As that was a great pass break up there from number 24, Brooke Pasilov, as she was able to get there and stop the pass.
I'm coming from an unbiased point of view here, Mac. That should have been a penalty. She definitely made contact. As she's now talking to Proper, Proper's telling her, you can't do that. You can't put your hands face the other way against the player because that's going to cost them heavy.
Yeah, it looked like a little push there from Pasilov. No call, though, so it benefits Port Washington. A second down is coming up. Canaruto trying to find something, being pressured by Southern. She's running out the pocket, still can't find anything, and throws it to Southern. Southern now trying to break free.
You know what this means, Mac? They are breaking out their turnover tiara. One of my favorite parts of this brand new Schreiber team. Olivia Chodosh running to get it right away from the sideline. It's definitely an objective for this team to get turnovers, as I don't know what Canaruto was doing on that throw. I think it maybe slipped out of her hands, but that was not targeted at any Plainview players.
Casper the Ghost must have been on the field there, as the only person close to that ball was Bridget Southern, as that was a gimme for Port Washington. Let's see if they could do something with that with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the first half.
That was Southern's second interception of the year, I believe.
Yee airing this one out. It's going to be way out of bounds. But we're seeing Yee trying to break out the passes a little more, which is a promising sight to see as they're trying to get this Plainview team caught off guard.
Coach Proper, was a college quarterback in the NCAA.
2-minute warning.
He has to have some tips for her on how to air this ball out, which she seems to be struggling to do so far in this game.
We're at the 2-minute warning now, as it looks like the ref is going to be walking over.
New ball. The ball seemed to be a little wet. As a player of football, that is one of the biggest struggles on a rainy day like this. Keeping the ball dry is a very big focus.
Yeah, also that wet turf does not help keeping the ball dry at all. Benoon lined up in the backfield with Yee. Yee rolling out left, trying to find something. Flips it over to Benoon. Great toss as Benoon is going to get the first down, it looks like. Great job there from Yee, as she was able to find Benoon to the side of her. Sort of a blindside pass, but it works out.
Mac, I'm going to be honest, that was yet another missed call from the refs. That was 100% a forward pass beyond the line of scrimmage. Port's lucky they got away with that one.
Yee now rolling, trying to find something. She's trying to break away, and she falls over, going to be ruled down, as right there, we saw the pressure from Plainview. They only have 2 defenders out there in the backfield, and the rest just blitzing, Yee, as there's 1 minute and 28 seconds to go here. Looks like Port calls a timeout, as they're going to talk this one over. Ryan, so far it's 14-0 Plainview leading, but Port really has been staying in this game.
Port has definitely been doing their part, especially Ashley Yee at the quarterback slot. You know what she reminds me of? She reminds me of Anthony Iorio this fall. She was put into a difficult situation, having to switch positions into that QB spot. She's doing everything she can with her versatility and athleticism. But obviously, that's a difficult role to take on, especially as a senior and your first year in this sport.
And also, in regular football, you have linemen blocking for you, rolling out the pocket. I mean, here, you just have 5 people chasing you. You have nothing to do. You just have to run.
I feel like in the past game, I'm not taking a shot here, but Yardeni and Benoon had a lot of action in the Syosset game, and they haven't been involved as much in this one. I'm hoping Proper has some plays drawn up to involve them some more, because they are incredible athletes who can do amazing things and hopefully turn this score around. Not to glaze or anything.
Port breaks out of the timeout here with 1 minute and 28 seconds to go. 14-0 Plainview leading, but Port trying to move up this field and get a score before the half.
That's definitely what they need, Mac. Without it, I think this game is not all but over, but definitely farther out of reach.
Yee gets the ball. Play action. She's trying to find something. She breaks loose. And the flag's finally taken down by number 16, Emily Brake.
She 100% wanted to throw that ball. You saw her pump her arm back, but the defense just got in really fast, and she wasn't able to release that ball in time, making her once again scramble out of that pocket.
So third down coming up. A lot of work Port has to do to get this first down.
We'll see what they can do here as they're changing the formation to 3 on the right, 2 on the left.
Yeah, with the ball rolling out. She's trying to find something. And she's quickly taken down there by Glasser, as Glasser's been all over the place on the field. Defense, offense, getting stops as it's fourth down coming up with 43.4 seconds to go. Let's see if Port goes for this possibly as the half is coming to wrap up.
I mean, I saw Proper on that sideline telling Ashley, if you're going to run a QB draw, you have to hesitate for that 1 second to even get the defense a little bit confused and get your players a little bit downfield for some open space. Yee got that snap and immediately took off, which unfortunately cost her a lot of yardage.
So 14-0 with 43.4 seconds to go in the first half. Proper trying to tell the team what to do, what to run on this fourth down, as they're going to need a first to keep this possession going. It was a promising start as we saw Southern get the interception.
They're calling out the punt team, Mac. A little bit of a surprising move, in my opinion. If I have 43 seconds left and I'm not getting the ball at half, I'm going to try and keep it as long as I can.
So Yardeni is going to be out to punt this one. Her fourth punt of the game already. This one's in the air as Glasser's back to recover it. She almost loses it, as that's a great job by Poutrowitz to get her down quick.
Actually, Paltrow now. She switched the last name up, her family. But yeah, great flag pull there by Paltrow in that deep field where Glasser wanted to take it, but she bobbled it a little bit, costing her.
So now I know Paltrow is the name, as that was a great job by her getting Glasser down quick. So here comes the Plainview offense with 33 seconds to go. They have to move down this field in a hurry, but their quarterback, Jen Canarotto, has already proven she can. That's going to be a double handoff. Glasser with it, running on the right side, trying to break free, and Benoon gets the flag. As time's winding down here, Plainview's going to call a quick timeout with 23.7 seconds to go, as they're fiending for another touchdown to end this half.
That was a great awareness play by Alexa Benoon, sweeping over from her safety position to pull that flag and stop what could have been yet another touchdown for these Plainview Hawks, who have no signs of stopping now.
So Plainview trying to keep up the scoring. So far in this game, we've seen some good defense from Port, but also some bad miscues from Plainview, as the score should be 21-0, but it looked like the receiver earlier thought she was already in the end zone and just stopped.
Yeah, one thing as a coach you want to focus on is in plays like that, run through the end zone even if you're tired. You just got to cross that plane. Make sure you do it to get that score on the board. That might hurt them at the end of the game if Port can turn this around.
Yeah, as Coach Carter says, it's all about the hustle. As that time, the Plainview receiver did not hustle and did not get the touchdown. So 23.7 seconds here in the first half. 14-0 ball game. Plainview leading here at the Schreiber Turf.
Let's see what they can do here.
Canarotto in an empty backfield. Number 16 moves. That's
break.
Canarotto trying to find someone, getting pressured. Going right. She still can't find anything. Loses the ball.
Tomlock. Great play chasing down the quarterback there. She knew exactly where the quarterback wanted to go and simply didn't let her, you know?
Yeah, that was a great job there. And sort of another mistake we see from Canarotto as she tried to throw that ball. It looked like she loses it. So that's going to stop the clock for a minute.
Yeah, heads-up play by Canerado there. She may have just lost the ball, but getting rid of it in that situation stops the clock, gives them time for another play.
So Canerado now, with one person to her right, that's Break. The play action, she's trying to find someone, she can't. Finds Break on the left side, she steps out of bounds, so that's going to stop the clock with 9.6 to go here in the first half. And Plainview's trying to threaten with another score before half, and that would really kill Port Washington.
You saw me point right away. Gans broke free from her defender, passed it off, and was wide open in the deep right side of the field. Luckily, Canerado did not see that and she went with the safety valve Break that went to the left side.
So third down coming up for Plainview.
She's looking at her scorecard, or her play card, excuse me.
Yeah, Canerado trying to find the play, what to run here, as she's the leader of this Plainview offense. The snap's up. Canerado being pressured quickly as she's taken down by Southern. And who else but Southern there to get the defensive stop?
We said on Tuesday that Southern was going to make those flag pulls, and she was the defensive MVP in that game, even though they came out with the loss. She played amazing, and she's absolutely outstanding in that backfield.
So 14-0 going into halftime here. Port, Ryan, before we take a break, what does Port have to do to get back into this game?
It's simple. Variety, persistence, and focus overall. The offense seems a little flustered. Yee's doing all she can, but the rest of the offense just can't seem to get it going. Port needs to switch that around right away. They need to have better plays on offense. They need to be moving the ball around in short passes. We saw Yardeni go out for one, but the ball was mishandled by Yee. Port needs to just spread out on this field. They can't keep running the ball. They can't keep doing these end-around runs because they're easily read by this Plainview defense.
All right, well, we'll see you guys in the second half here at Port. And we are back for the second half. Plainview with the ball going towards the left side of the field this time. It's going to be a handoff as Zardeni's there to draw the flag. Number 1 plucked and Yale. The first run for her today as Port gets a good stop there, as the defense has not been the problem in this one. Ryan, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, the defense has been playing outstanding, but Mac, I wouldn't be surprised if Plainview goes right back to the pass here, as that's what was working for them before the half ended.
Yeah, we already said Canerado is a great quarterback here in this conference, in this county in general, as she led her team to states last year, trying to do the same this year.
Let's see what she can do. She's got a cannon of an arm.
Canerado in an empty backfield. Once again, we've been saying that a lot in this game as Port is going to get the offsides. Tough break as Southern was just caught on her front foot there.
That's her second time this game. I know Barth and Proper are going to have a word with them after this one, because those are mistakes you just can't be making this time into the season. You know, that's maybe a week 1 training camp mistake, but when you're this deep, you can't be doing that.
You know, it's only a 5-yard penalty as first downs are 20 yards. Not all that bad of a break as Port's going to redo the second down.
Proper telling them to press up on man coverage. Smart call by him.
Canerado in the backfield. She has some space to run on her right side as Yardeni's there. Excuse me.
Tonlock.
That's Tonlock with the flag pull.
Great awareness once again as the quarterback rolls out. She knows exactly what to do as her linebacker roll, to roll out with that quarterback, pull that flag, and stop any big plays from coming.
So third down coming up. This could be a huge stop for Port. I mean, you could get good field position with a punt and really work your way from there.
That's ideal, but Canerado's got such an arm, and they have such a good offense with Glasser spreading out wide that you don't know what's going to happen here.
So Canerado looking to throw here. The snap's up. She's trying to find a receiver. Can't find anyone yet. Flag on the field as that one's going to be on Port Washington. That one's incomplete, but it's going to be taken back as one of the rules in the playbook are the call of illegal rush, which that was where the defender pushes over one of the people trying to set a screen because you can't block. So I've been doing my research, I've been studying a little bit.
So if I'm not wrong, it's like a charge.
Yeah, it's like a charge in basketball, except on a football turf.
That is something that you're seeing my raw reaction. That's catching me by surprise. That's quite the rule, Mac.
Hey man, innovate. It's all about innovation.
That's hard to do though. That gives you some protection from the quarterback, but the center, they've got to do their job and set that pick. I feel like Doherty hasn't been doing that so far, as Yee's been having to scramble a whole lot in this game.
Well, you also don't want to get a hold where it's really tough for them to really see what they could do. Canarotto, first down, rolling out the pocket left side. She's going to be taken down by Benoon, as that's going to be second down coming up. Port had a chance to make this maybe a 3-and-out, but the penalties really killed them there. As Plainview works up the field a little bit, second down coming up at about the 45.
The great play there by Benoon, but as you were saying, it's just a tough break for Port Washington, getting these penalties, costing them these first down drives, and potentially another score to put this game in the basket.
21 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the second half. Canarotto, again, she only has receivers out there, as that's going to be a offsides from number 2. That is Glasser. So one of the few mistakes she made in this game.
Now, if you look at number 14, Mac, if you could tell me her name, that'd be great. But number 14 and Glasser, they were Emma Heaney. It reminded me of the last game. They're joking about that penalty they just got. They turned to each other, started giggling a little bit, gave him a nudge. The poor team, they were in good spirits after that loss at the Jets training facility. It's a great thing that these athletes have where they can just get over their mistakes really quickly, whereas some others just keep it in their head and it holds them back the rest of the game.
Canarotto in the back pocket, looking to throw. This one's going to be a little too right to her receiver, Glasser. And Ryan, to your point, it's the sportsmanship this team has. It's the friendship, the bonding they really have.
Yeah, this team is really tight-knit. They're all friends with each other, even though they come from all different age groups. They seem to be really meshing well. And I think we're seeing that on the Plainview side, too. I think this sport is bringing a ton of new opportunities to a ton of new athletes in our school and others.
Third down coming up for Plainview, as Port's trying to get a key stop right here to get their offense on the field. As it looks like Breaks lined up by herself on the right side. Canarotto looking to go deep to break. That one's going to be out of reach. Fourth down coming up. And we will see the punting unit come out for Plainview. So if you're Port, that's the stop you need. Honestly, this Port defense is pretty good. But the offense has been holding them back the last 2 games.
You said it right there, Mac. This defense is holding their end of the bargain. They are locked down. They are doing everything they need to. This offense is just what's keeping them from potentially a tie game or even the lead.
So we saw a punt return last game from Syosset. Let's see if Port can replicate that here, as we're going to get a timeout by Port Washington, as Proper didn't like what he was seeing.
Mac, I want to point out something that I've been noticing. I don't know if you're seeing it too. Canarotto, she has that great arm. She has that great accuracy. When she's throwing it, she has her hand tilted back. She has it under the ball. I think the ball's really wet out there. I think Plainview's having some trouble drying off that football, and that's what's costing her to overthrow those balls or maybe be a little bit less on that accurate side, and that's what's hurting them there. Do you see anything like that?
Yeah, we already saw some plays where it looked like players slipped as he fell down a couple times, or even the ball slipped out of the player's hands, as that Southern interception did not look intentional at all from Canarotto. So the rain playing a factor here in this one, as it's a low-scoring game, 14-0. with 18 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the second half.
Tonlock and Yee back to
Look at
receive.
this. It looks like, oh, excuse me. I thought it was about to be sort of a kickoff type of thing. As Brake's going to punt that one out of bounds right at the 30.
It's weird. That's the 21 because they start at the 10-yard line. You know, it's another thing we got to get used to. These big yard markers is what we're used to calling football with. So, out at the 21, Port's, it's an 80-yard field, I believe. So, it's just, you got to get used to those things. And that's, you would think, being at the 20-yard line, oh, that's common field position. That's good field position for Port Washington. They have 20 yards to get to midfield. You know,
I mean, yeah, Ryan, it is great field position, but so far, they really haven't been making those plays to get 20 yards. We saw one big play in this one. That was from Yee.
we'll see what she can do here, maybe turn this game around.
So Yee in the backfield with Banoon. Yee rolling out right as she's taken down quickly there. So I think the problem is really the rolling out part. Because once you roll out like that, your two blockers are nowhere to be found, and you're all by yourself, basically in an isolation.
She needs to stay in as a pocket passer, which you can obviously see she's not that comfortable with. But if she just sits in that pocket like Canaruto or Ivy Matthews in the last game, if she just calms down in that pocket, looks at her options, and lets it fly, I think she'll be a whole lot more successful.
This time, Yee tries to split the middle. She's taken down quickly, however, there. As that one was made, that play was made by Heaney.
Yeah, this Plainview defense just all over with their flag pulling.
You know, Ryan, I do notice one thing. Port doesn't need that many yards for the first down, as the pylon that has the 20 on it is considered a first down here in flag football.
No, but they started there. They're behind the yardage. Remember, they started at that 21-yard line?
Well, it's not going to matter here, as it's going to be fourth down coming up, so we weren't able to see what the call was going to be, as Port has just been getting stopped this game. They need to figure something out.
The Port team. Okay, so from the last time when Coach Barth would say punt 2, that's when Yardeni would go out. But now she's been promoted to the starting lineup, and Birnbaum's been put down, unfortunately. You know, it's just whoever next up, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, punting's a tough job. Yardeni's been doing a pretty good job at it so far this season. As we saw in Syosset, she's had some nice boots. So this is her 5th punt of the game. As the punt's up, this one is going to land as number 2. Glasser sort of stops that one from rolling a little bit. So that one's going to be at about the 48-yard line for Plainview to start their drive.
I know this is kind of an extreme thing to say, but I think Port needs to switch up who's going on this field. This offense obviously can't seem to get things going. The only time they scored in the last game was when they broke off with that Banoon run. They haven't scored in this game, and their defense seems to be all over it. I know they came in being the underdogs in this game, but switch it up. See who can come out on this field and maybe make a difference.
I like that idea, Ryan. But they have to get a stop here first before we see any of that happen. Canaruto really deep in that pocket, trying to break out. She does. Finds an open receiver, Glasser, on the right side as she makes the catch. And that is a great job from Canaruto. Her patience there, just waiting in the pocket until she found an open Glasser.
Another thing I noticed, number 12, Chloe Manzo, she's the center, but she's sending all kinds of picks that are moving. The picks are being shuffled around. I didn't know if you were allowed to do that.
I think the rule is you can't put your hands up on somebody, but you can move your feet if that does help change the trajectory of where that defender is going to run to.
Interesting.
Because you can't run over the defender.
Yeah, it's a cool sport.
So Canaruto trying to find space. She can. She's taken down once again by Southern. Southern is all over the place. Already earned herself the turnover tiara and has 3 sacks in this game.
Yeah, she's been a crucial part to this Port Washington defense that are hoping to stop it and give the offense some leeway, which they haven't been very appreciative of.
So second down coming up as the clock ticks, 15 minutes and 25 seconds to go. 15 seconds would have been pretty bad for Port.
That would have
As they're
been...
down 14-0, but they still have 15 minutes to go to tie this game or even take a lead.
That would be pretty detrimental, Mac. I'm not going to lie.
So Canarado keeps looking at that play card. She's figuring out what she's going to run. Motion over there from break as that one's going to be thrown up the middle and it's going to be dropped. It looked like Heaney had possession of it for a split second, but took her eyes off it and it just slipped out her hands.
Yeah, I see the whole secondary high-fiving Tom Locke. She must have made the play down there and broken up that ball.
Yeah, maybe Tom Locke's presence just being there had Heaney a little nervous to her blind side.
One thing you got to notice about Heaney, though, she has a lot of height. She's a tall human being. So, a lot of Port's defense does not have that much height. You would think that would be a key factor for her, but she couldn't bring it in there.
So third down coming up for Canarado as she's been stopped throughout this game besides the early part of it, but after that, she has not been able to get anything going. As she's going to hand it off to Glasser, trying to get the first down, and she will be taken down there.
Addison Aarons, the great flag pull, her third of the game. I'm telling you, she is stepping up on this defense, making her presence known, and ultimately helping Port come back in this game if the offense can turn this game around.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a comeback yet as they still have 0 points on the board, but the defense has been consistent at doing their job trying to keep Port in this game, which they have been.
Yep.
So it looks like they'll be going for it on fourth down as they're just a couple yards away from the first.
You feel the bleachers shaking. This is very intense.
So Canarado looking for the snap. Glasser motions right as she's in the backfield with Canarado.
I think it's a hard count, Matt.
Yeah, it might be a hard count here. Smart play from Plainview as Port already has a couple offsides in this game.
They're going to take the delay of game, move back, and hopefully punt it into a good territory for Port, but their plan is to definitely set them back towards the end zone.
Yeah, it's also to run down that clock as 13 minutes and 4 seconds to work with for Port. I mean, seems like a lot of time, but this Port offense loves running the ball, which chews a lot of clock.
That Port punt return, Yee already has a touchdown. She has 130 yards on 4 returns. Tom Locke and Alexa Benoon, not so much, but if Yee can get her hands on this, she might take it all the way.
So breaks punts up. It's to the right side as she's been really aiming for that side. Good punt there from her as Port's going to start at about the 24-yard line.
Smart play calling by that Plainview coordinator. They know that if Port catches that ball, there's a good chance they're going to return it, the athletes in that deep field. So they're just saying, let me kick it out of bounds, let me get that ball dead, and let me put them in a decent position, maybe not the best, maybe not the worst, but their defense is stepping up and making it so no matter what happens, Port cannot move forwards.
Yeah, really, Ryan, this has been a defensive game throughout. I mean, the 2 early touchdowns from Canarado has been all scored, but after that, it's been pretty shut down, lights out for both squads on the defensive side. Also, the offensive side has been pretty shut down. Yee with the ball, looking to throw. That one's tipped up. Nearly intercepted there from Glasser, as that was a great job by Heaney using her height there to tip that pass, and that will be second down.
A big thing for the quarterback build is the first thing you got to be tall. I know a lot of people can't control that, but the primary quarterback, the one who you want on your team, that person, you want them to be tall so things like that don't happen. Yee doesn't have as much height to her, which ultimately leads to plays like that.
So Yee with the ball being rushed by Heaney, breaking out the pocket. She does, still up on her feet. No, still up. The flag still hasn't been pulled. She's at the 40, the 30, and the flag is finally pulled. But what a run there from Ashley Yee as she's able to get the first down and move Port into Plainview territory.
Yeah, Port moving into the red zone, going to that 19-yard line. Huge play for Yee, as now she is in that position where they can score, maybe come back in this game, and just great movement overall by Yee and all she did on there.
Yeah, a bit of a spin cycle there from Yee worked to her advantage as she had some pulls, but they were not on the flag, they were more on the shirt. As this is a great chance for Port to score here.
Let's see if she can do it again.
Yee with the ball, trying to find something, cutting up some room, going left, and she's taken down by Heaney. A great job reaching out and grabbing that flag. So, clock still ticks, 11 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the second half.
Luckily, she did get back to that line of scrimmage, but that was a scary play. They broke into that backfield immediately, giving Yee absolutely no time to do anything with the ball, except run for her life, really.
Yeah, I really want to see, Ryan, more of a screen type of pass, something short, but you could really get some positive yardage out of it. As he is looking to throw deep and just out of reach for Tonla.
Yeah, that was a great attempt by Yee, finally doing what we're saying, airing that ball out, looking for the open receiver, and unfortunately it was just a little too far for Tonlock to bring that in, but
Just
smart
a tag.
thinking.
I mean, that was a good throw from Yee. It was nice to see her bring that arm out, and a good throw considering the conditions we're playing in. I mean, it's a rainy day here on the turf. It's slippery. The ball's wet, and she was still able to get that well deep into the end zone, but just little out of reach for Tonlock.
Yeah, it's brutal.
So third down coming up. Yee looking to throw again. She's being pressured now, and the flag is taken down by Heaney. So Port is going to have to move. Fourth down coming up. They should keep the offense out on the field as they will. But now they're going to have to get a hefty amount of yards for that touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, not much you can do there. Plainview bringing on the blitz, hard pressuring onto Yee. Not much you can do. The key is to just get a quick pass off and see if that receiver can take it.
So Yee has the ball. She's moving up the field, and that looks like a lot of contact on that play. They're going to call it a turnover on downs there as Yee's taken down. That looked like a push. I didn't see any flag off of Yee's body, but it's going to be a turnover on downs anyway as Plainview will have the ball here.
I did not like what I saw there, Mac. There was a lot of contact. Nothing the refs did there. I mean, you can't blame the refs on everything, but that was certainly, it was a lot of contact. Nothing you really want to see happening without repercussion.
And maybe unnecessary roughness called there, as that'll be a plus 10 yards automatic first down for Port, but they don't get the call to go their favor. As Canarotto is going to hand it off over to Glasser on the right side. Glasser trying to break the hole, but she's not able to, as she's taken down once again by Addison Aarons, as she's been all over the place in this game.
Yeah, she's been an absolute force for this defense. Well, it's okay. We don't need to say every call. What happened?
It was Aarons.
It was Aaron's.
He got it wrong. He said banana.
Are you sure it was Aaron's?
I'm positive it was number one.
Green cleats or other?
No other. She didn't have the leg sleeves.
Gotcha.
Alright. Second down coming up. Canarotto. It's going to be a double handoff over to Glasser. Glasser trying to cut it up some ground. She does. Still on the sideline. Finally steps out. And she's going to be out a little bit before the first down. About 5 yards to go. Third down coming up. As we now see the rains really coming down in this game, as you see in the light.
I mean, just as hard as it to handle that ball as Yee's actually taking her glove off on the sideline to get a better grip, it's just as hard to pull those flags. Your hands are wet, the flags are wet, slipping through your hands. Don't be surprised if some big plays start to break in these last 7 minutes.
Yeah, hopefully those plays go Port's way as they're trying to make an improbable comeback against the state champs with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Canarotto, it looks like she's trying to get offsides or a false start. as the whole offense is going to shift over to the left side. Number 25, Gans, the only one on the right, as it looks like Plainview is going to call the timeout here. So they take off about 19 seconds of the clock as they're trying to do a lot of clock time management here.
Timeout.
Trying to ice this game and win their first conference game of the year. They only played one game so far this season. Port's already played 5. But Plainview has looked like they've been doing this forever.
I mean,
relatively speaking, they have been doing it forever, as this is Port's first year, Plainview's second year, as this new sport has been added to the Port Washington program. As Port has a positive record, they're 5-2 coming into this game, but so far it's been looking dim. The last 2 games only putting up 6 points, and really it's been a lot of time since they've seen that scoreboard tick in their favor.
you know, it's really hard to see this team go down. They were 5-1 going into that Florham Park game. They came out with the loss, going 5-2, 5-3. They are on good spirits right now on the sidelines, if you're seeing what I'm seeing down there. I just really hope if they do unfortunately come out with the loss, it doesn't get to their head. That's the biggest thing you got to focus on in sports, is move on 1 week at a time. You just got to keep going, keep going, keep going.
So third down coming up. This will be a huge stop if Port can get it, as it looks like Cannaretta will be passing this ball. Glasser moves over to the right side. She's going to throw it. Oh, nearly picked off, but caught by Heaney. And she's finally taken down, and that is a tough break for Port Washington, as that one slipped through the hands of the Port Washington defender.
Diazzo almost had it in her possession. It just slips out. Caught by Heaney. Great heads-up play to her. But as you said, that would have been amazing for Port Washington to have. And it's just yet another thing going wrong for this Vikings defense.
Yeah, well, the rain's really coming down now, as 6 minutes and 40 seconds remain in this game.
We'll see what they can do here. They're wiping off their hands because you don't want to be caught lacking here.
First down coming up for Plainview. Cannaretta takes a step back. She's now going to scramble out the pocket, but she's stopped by Tonlock.
Nope, Yardeni behind the line of scrimmage.
Nope, Tonlock.
No, Yardeni.
On the flag call.
Yardeni with the sack behind the line of scrimmage. Great play by her. You know, Doherty's in for Southard right now on the opposite side of that defensive line. I don't know where Southard is. She was having a great game.
Yeah, at this rate, maybe the rain coming down, you don't want to risk any injury.
She seems to be worked up. D. Simone's working with her on the sidelines. You never want to see that.
So, quarterback for Plainview scrambling out the pocket. She's still on her feet as she steps out of bounds. And that's one of the rare times we saw Cannaretta run out of the pocket in this game.
She's good at it, Mac. She has some wheels on her. She was able to get around, get out of bounds, and just make a great play for that team. I mean, they're up 14-0 with 5:30 left in the game. They seem to be unstoppable, Mac. I'm sorry to say it. Everything Cannaretta's doing with this team, along with Glasser, Heaney, and Gans, the 4 of them are just making this game hard to come back from.
It's really been those 4 this whole game for Plainview, doing the damage, as Port having a very rough time stopping those 4 you just named, Ryan, as Plainview's now in Port territory. Cannaretta is going to scramble out the pocket once again, still on her feet. Steps out of bounds right about at the 22. So
Yeah.
Port
No
just
tackling on the
needs...
flag call.
I mean, it's going to be rough coming back in this game with 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go. This position for Plainview already is not in Port's favor at all.
Mac, this is our second game together, and we've seen a lot of the same. We've seen a lot of repetition, we've seen a lot of secondary struggles, and we've seen a lot of defensive line prowess.
So second down coming up
Hopefully we can see a win soon.
Pretty sure they're 4-1. Cannarotto in the backfield, dropping back, trying to get the pass over to number 16. That's who is that?
That's Diazzo with the broken.
Break tries to catch that one. Diazzo
with the break
is
up.
on there to break it up.
What are you saying? They're
4-1. Their only loss is Syosset.
Who is?
Maybe Port, because maybe that was a scrimmage they lost. It didn't count.
Wow. So Port was undefeated before that game?
Yeah.
Shit. Mac, I just want to bring up the fact that when we're with the team, they're 0-2. Are we a bad luck?
I don't want to say that yet. Time will tell shortly.
I'm enjoying calling these games. I don't know about you.
I'm having fun. It's a blast calling these games with you. We're learning every day more and more about this new sport. Cannarotto is going to hand it off over to Glasser. Glasser trying to get her second touchdown of the game. She does. Touchdown, and that's going to do it here at Port as Plainview makes it a 20-0 game. 3 minutes and 7 seconds to go. If you're Port Washington, you just want to see the scoreboard go in your favor. One time.
If I'm Port Washington, I'm crawling up in a ball and crying, Mac. This has been absolutely devastating. Not putting anything on the board, getting into the red zone only one time, and not much has gone right for them in this game. You got to feel bad. Players like Benoon, you could see her stressed on the sideline. She really wanted this to go her way, but, you can't win them all.
Well, it's been a good game for the most part on the defense. I mean, they let up that late touchdown, but before that, they've been doing a great job holding Plainview to 14 points for most of this game. But the offense, again, is not able to do anything with the ball.
Port facing Syosset again tomorrow. That's going to be a brutal game. That's going to be a tough one to win. That's going to be a hard one, Mac.
Yeah, I mean, last game they played against Syosset, they really could have won that game. It was more of, finding out what works, what doesn't, as they were undefeated before that. So, the running's been working the whole season besides these last two games, but you have been playing better competition these last two games, which is really showing, football's more than just a running game.
I know this sounds kind of bad. Port's going through a little bit of a slump right now. They're about to lose their second game in a row. I am extremely excited to see how they handle this adversity. I want to see what this first-year team can bring to the table and see if they can turn this back around. Oh, Fishbein in at quarterback.
So we see a new quarterback on the field. It's Fishbein, and she's going to throw it to Benoon. It looked like number 16 got away with a hold there. That's break. And she caught a break herself there. You like that?
I love that. Reminds me of a little bit of a Clyde Frazier action, using his words to make this more entertaining. But yeah, Benoon's not happy at all. No. Benoon was not happy with that missed call. And, you can only catch so many breaks in this game as Port themselves.
They caught themselves a couple breaks, and honestly, they haven't been able to do anything about it as they trail 20-0 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go here at the pit.
When I was watching Fishbein in warm-ups, she did have the best arm of all the quarterbacks, I must say. But it could be a Joe Milton situation where the accuracy is not quite there, even though the arm is. But I've been waiting for Port to put in Fishbein this whole game, even though Yi is amazing.
I mean, it's a good look seeing other people get in at that quarterback spot as we see Fishbein, one of them, getting a chance here to play. As she's going to throw it deep once again, but that one's right to number 25, Gans. That's going to do it. Port loses this one 20-0 as time's going to tick down. Fishbein trying to go for the deep ball.
There's not much you can do, Mac. The conditions are terrible. She just has to air that one out. And unfortunately, this game did not go Port's way. It was a pleasure doing this game with you, though, Mac.
So Port's going to go 4-2 on the season. Still a very good record. Some stuff you need to work on at practice, but I wouldn't say it's easy fixes, but they're doable. I mean, you've already seen this defense could play a good game on the field. It's just you need to find ways to get that offense going. which that's why you have a long season like Port does. So we thank you for listening to this broadcast. I'm Mac Bailey here with Ryan Baxter, signing off.
Thank you.